All right, we are back and it's still Crossfire with Dr. Anishoma. We brought some stories that are trending to you, and we were able to just throw as much light as we can on those stories. But right now, we want to take you through a particular concept, and that is asking this very sincere question, and get ready to make your own contribution into the show. How many are we in Nigeria? What is the current Nigerian population? That is a story for the gods. I mean, a lot of people are beginning to wonder, how come we just don't have a verifiable data of how many people that we are in Nigeria? Are you just not an ordinary number, just like me? I mean, you're just occupying. When you come, it is not documented. When you go, it's probably never documented. Nobody really knows how many we are in Nigeria. Shama, let me quickly ask you this very, you've been trying to do some form of research, gather some information. How many are we in Nigeria?
Okay, well, as of 2013, we have about 173 million. Thereabouts.
2013.
2013. Now that figure rose in 2014 to 178,841,235 persons in Nigeria. Now we're looking, in 2015, we're looking at 182,307,000.
At these projections, when was the last time census took place in Nigeria?
Well,
These are projections, I guess.
There's some figures, but let me just finish this up, and I'll explain why we have that. 182,307,178 persons living in Nigeria as of 2015. And then for you to get this population, well, these figures, despite the fact that we've not had, recent population census, I think the last one we had was about in 2006, thereabout. But then you look at the birth rate, and you calculate that per hour, then you look at the mortality rate, the death rate. Then you also look at immigrants, also, because this figure also includes immigrants. And immigrants, that means foreign nationals living within the Nigerian territory. Then you also include also immigrants, because you have to subtract that those of them that are not domiciled in the country, those who probably come in, do business and leave, you do not include those. But those living within the territory, you look at the births per hour, you look at the death rate, and usually that's how you get the figures. So based on all of that information is put together, roughly 182 million thereabouts. All
right, the best we've been able to gather is that the total population in Nigeria was last recorded as 178.5 million people in 2014 from 45.2 million in 1960, which means Nigeria has really experienced a progressive, growth, changing 295% during the last 50 years. Population in Nigeria averaged about 96.4 million from 1960 until 2014, reaching an all-time high of 178.52 million in 2014 and a recorded low of 45.15 million in 1960. Population in Nigeria is recorded by the National Bureau of Statistics in Nigeria. We want to promise you that we are bringing someone who is coming on the show to address this particular issue. When was the last time we had a census, taken in Nigeria? When was the last time? I have not been counted in the last 30 years. I doubt if I've been counted.
During the last population census, where were you?
I think I was a teenager. I
recall being counted.
You were being counted?
Yes, I recall.
Oh, okay. The time they came to the house to carry out some enumeration process, giving some cards, everybody they meet in your house. I have a house help who was living in my house that time. She's from, one of our neighboring countries, and she was counted as a Nigerian. And I told them.
But the population census, it doesn't target Nigerians only, Nigerian nationals only. It targets those
living
within the territory. But of course, like I said earlier, after that time, there's been a lot of births, and there's been a lot of deaths also. But then also the number or the figures of immigrants in the country has also increased tremendously. Okay. So now, that has also helped this figure project.
All right. Now, the major focus is just that. What are the factors that have been contributing to Nigeria not having an accurate database of people who are Nigerians, whether in diaspora, whether they are living here? For as many people who are born Nigerians, at least you were born on the soil, I mean, that is my concern. For as long as you are born on the soil, I mean, you are born in a hospital in Nigeria at a particular point in time, your details, father, mother, the hospital where you're giving birth to, and all of that. Because you find it extremely difficult to comprehend the number of children that were born at home, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. Now, it is so very easy that we do not even know the number of people. It has always been an estimate. Now, Lagos State, we always look at it in this way, that we are really very plenty. The last suggested population of people who are living in Lagos State is about 20 million. And every time when we conduct an election,
has increased,
exactly. And every time when we talk about this, they give us the information that people who are living in Kano are more than those of us who are living in Lagos. I don't see any reason why we can have an accurate. Nigeria is going to be how many years now? 1960 today, we're about 54 years.
The problem really is...
Or 55 years.
It's corruption. I can look at the problem from two angles. One, well, two angles largely. One, corruption, because these agencies, there's no way they will say that they are not giving funds for them to be able to do their jobs. Because mind you, the population
Do you have a
country,
birth certificate?
Yes,
An original birth certificate?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I have
Not
one.
the one that you have to go to the local government because...
I have one.
Mine obviously got missing after how many years, and then you go back to the local government, any local government, and you just go and do one.
I know. But the thing is, the problem really is with governance. I can largely put that problem with governance. I mean, corruption. These agencies have been given funds for them to do their duties, but yet, of course, they won't do it. And I can also say the second reason why they're not also performing up to expectation. Also, let me put it.
So what are we blaming? What are we blaming?
Civil service mentality.
Now, what are we blaming that on?
Bureaucracy.
How do we capture that as a factor? Inaccurate capture of birth rate. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. How do we capture that as a factor that is affecting population?
If you look at birth rate, mind you, not every. I mean, come on, we have midwives, some midwives who operate from their homes. And at the end of the day, those individuals, it will be difficult for them to have proper data because they're not born in hospitals where the hospital can actually have a
people
record.
give back at home on the street, but people they still go back to the hospital.
I can tell you sufficiently, and not all of them do. Some of them still prefer the orthodox methods. You know that for sure.
Okay.
So some of them still prefer that, oh no, my great-grandfather was born in the house with this herb. Why should I go to the hospital? But at the end of the day...
But it's because the necessary papers that this child is supposed... I don't see any reason. Let me tell you something. The corruption we have in the immigration service today in Nigeria is still part of this process. If every child that is born have a proper documentation across whatever or wherever the child is being born, and you are bringing the child into a system that is already working, maybe like a health system, like a hospital, and it is recorded. It goes into a background database, and once it is captured, a few weeks after, how come when a Nigerian, see, if you want to have your child in the United States of America, which I think you should, which I think you should,
that's it.
When you get in there, before you leave that society, before you leave the US, your child will be given all the necessary documents, including his or her passport, that he was born in that society. How come children cannot receive documents of birth, like birth certificate, like international passports?
That's why I said initially that I can largely put the problem at two major factors: corruption and the civil service mentality. That bureaucracy, there's no synergy between all agencies and all forms of government that have direct, or indirect responsibilities or roles to play. Let's look at, the telecommunications sector, for example. When they came out and said, okay, every individual, you have a mobile phone, go and register. Do you know it would have helped if they also took part of the data, the information from those, the telecommunications agents. Okay, since you already have that, I mean, people came out to register en masse. Let's say, okay, we're projecting from this particular age to this particular age, came out to register. They will know those of them that fell within the lower age range, that's particularly children who do not have access to mobile phones. Obviously, then they will also know how they can get those ones registered and have the accurate data. Then they will look at the aged who also cannot use some of these devices. They will also know how they can project to get that data and information. But you see that there is no coordinated relationship, no working relationship between all of these agencies. So all of this has also resulted in the reason why we do not have accurate data.
Okay.
But for you to get this data, you cannot rely only on hospitals. There is no way you can rely only on hospitals.
I understand. Let me tell you something. The reason why my emphasis on the hospital is that hospitals are meant to be place of birth. Now, when a child is born, all of us at some point in time we're given birth to at one place or the other.
Sure.
Now, maybe on the majority, I wouldn't know, we're born in a hospital. If the government made it really very clear that this child will not have facility, will not even be able to go to school, except you present the child's international passport, which should be given at birth. You understand? We'll continue. Let's take this call. Alex, good morning.
Good morning,
How are you doing today, Alex?
I'm good. Let me say that there is need to have an update of the current population of Nigeria to enable government plans for its citizens.
Exactly.
I want to remember that the last population center, except for done by Alhaji Shehu Musa, the principal officer of the federal government under the military at that time. And I remember too, the figures he revealed us, between 160 to 170 million, we are contested in some states. Particularly I mentioned the Lagos State and then some of the northern states. Since that time, we don't have a population census again. It is very, very important. You see, Doctor, let me point out one limitation that we present from having accurate population in this country. You see, when we get to Nigeria and leave the villages, where dead data are not kept, where the population will rely on traditional birth attendants. So until we get our traditional institutions involved, so that in every death in a village, report it to the community leader for documentation and then for all transmission to the local government headquarters, where it will be connected with the appropriate authority, we cannot get our population figures right. You see, it is in this vein. I want to make reference to Babaji's experiment at that time, IDB, retired general. You know, he tried to make it a composite. A man should not have more than one wife and 4 children. So thereby, comparing the population, it's a very good program at that time. But the only point in the right mood, in spite of the hardship we are witnessing, we see comfort, we keep having this children. As a man, it bothers me. Things are hard. But this is the hospital, this is the villages. Children are being born every day.
Yeah.
So, let the change has come. There should be attitudinal towards this population explosion. So, there is need to have a population center at this time. That is my take this morning.
Thank you very much, Alex, for those insightful contribution. I mean, Ishoma, I'm still, it baffles me a great deal that we have a nation that has been in existence for quite a while, and we just don't get things done properly. It still baffles me a great deal. I mean, look at what Alex is saying. Everybody lives in a locality. There is no pregnant, is it possible for a pregnant woman to live in the desert from the day of conception to the time she delivers? She delivers. It's not possible. And this particular person, people will eventually come around to gather on the day of the naming ceremony of the same child. Be it 6 months after birth or 3 months after birth, it does not even matter. But the most important thing is that there is a record somewhere, even if it is a mental note, that a child was born in a particular locality. If that happens in a village within a local government in Nigeria, it should be channeled. They should allow this woman who has given birth or this particular family to understand that your child will never have access to health facility. You have to take this child to the hospital to register him or register her. And there are certain documents that you must possess or take from the health center that will make this child to be able to get enrolled in school when eventually the child gets to that particular age. By the time we start tying up, how does the government of a nation provide social amenities when you don't even know the number of people who are going to camp on it, who are going to be using it?
Okay, for me, I'm thinking now because technology has made life a lot easier.
All right.
And it has proven that that's the best way, which life amenities or social amenities can be disbursed, effectively to all living within that territory. So I'm looking at, is it possible that we could have or use technological survey, that I'm talking about drones, to be able to capture at least, say population census within this locality. This is the figure we have per this moment. Within this locality, this is what we have. Then they compute it together to be able to have like a rough figure, of the number of people living within. Then look at the immigration, sector also will come in. Look at the land borders, or look at I'm talking about the territories.
Yeah.
These are the figures or the numbers of people who are leaving the Nigerian territory or who are coming in. Well, we could say per day or per second, depending on the analysis or how they want to get that data.
But there have to be people who are coming in to stay. Not people who are doing business in and out of one country or the other.
But then we could also say, okay, people of Nigeria, please, we need you for, let's say, a 2-week stretch to come out at these registration centers. You come and give us your information. I'm not talking about pen and paper, data. I'm talking about data which will be fed into systems and into servers that will be hosted also, to at least, because we're talking about a government of change, a government that has promised the people of Nigeria to deliver on social benefits, and there is no way that can happen without proper information and data. So if they make it mandatory, that you want to access some certain welfares or benefits, let's say look at the aged, they're giving stipends, or the graduates or the undergraduates, okay, we want to give you scholarships to a particular level. And they make it mandatory that the only way you can get
you must have this set of documents.
You must have this set of documents. You must have a social security number. Believe you me, people will come out en masse.
I understand. And then believe you me, I'm saying that this calls for a state of emergency. And I will declare, I will defend my position. My position is such that Nigeria is tending towards, what we are dancing to now is the mantra of change. Okay. That is the tune. That is what we believe is going to transform this country into a nation that can regard, measuring up to the standard of other nations of the world. And if we're going to get it right, we must do things properly. My perspective is very simple. Declare a state of emergency on population. Let every parent know that your children will stop going to school, 1, if they don't get registered. Number 2, let them know that there is a particular amount of money that they are entitled to once they get registered and they have the necessary documents. I don't know if you get what I mean. Once you do it for the aged, you must be able to do it for another dependent age, which is maybe 0 to age 6. And that will make everybody want to get this document because let's take this call before we continue. Caleb, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
Thanks for calling Crossfire.
You're welcome.
Right.
I appreciate the topic this morning because it's a very serious issue.
Thank you very much.
We are facing.
Thank you.
And what I think is the problem is that we don't have the level of our development is affecting us. The level of our development and the people that are enlightened, when I mean enlightened, those that can be able to use the computer system, because it's very, very important in having the accurate data.
Yeah.
We have to train more people to know how to use computer, even from the grassroots, the rural areas. They have to train these people so that when they give birth, they can it can be easy for them to key in the dates, the data of the child, and every other thing. And also, electricity is also a problem. We need constant power. All these things are going to help. But if we check those foreign countries, they have electricity,
fantastic,
which is very, very important.
Fantastic.
They also have the manpower. As in, almost everybody is computer literate. So when we have these things done, I think it will be very easy to have accurate
data,
number of our population
data. Thank you so very much, Caleb, for those insightful thoughts. Let me tell you something. Fantastic. Very. Fantastic, everything Caleb said.
Do you know all of this cannot be done until the government, I'm talking about government at the federal, state, and local government level, know and understand that the development of your state largely depends on your population.
On your population. Let's go on a short break, and then when we come back, we'll still be talking about the population in Nigeria. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. It's Crossfire with Dr. Anishoma. We've been discussing about the Nigerian population and then what are the factors affecting Nigeria from having an accurate data of the number of people living in this country or that are natural citizens of this country in Nigeria. And that's what we've been discussing. We had a call from Caleb from Port Harcourt telling us very simply that we need to have, like I said to you, Ishoma, we need to have what we call a national data center where all this information should sit. And we need to have people who are computer literate. We have that. Virtually all our children, even I think my son is competing really favorably with me when it comes to IT. He repairs his own laptop. Mm-hmm. He does virtually almost everything on his own. Let's take this call, Ishoma, before you come in with your thought. Mohammed, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi,
good morning, Mohammed.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Welcome
good to have you on the show. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Yeah, can you turn down the volume of your TV set, please?
Good morning.
Hello.
I heard you talk about population of Nigeria.
Okay.
Okay.
We can go ahead with this call, Mohammed. Try and call us back. Now, the thing is just that we don't have a national data center. We have not been capturing. And you see, we need a proper networking. That means we need electricity. It means we need network infrastructure, fiber infrastructure, or proper. Let me tell you, we don't even need, because if we do it on fiber, people will go there and cut it and steal it. We need satellite. All right, let's take Joy from Kaduna. Joy, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, Joy.
Hello.
Hello, Joy. All right, let's just go.
You talked about satellite.
Satellite.
I hope that process also will not be sabotaged. And then the next thing we'll be told that the satellite drifted off in space. But you know what? There's something more beautiful now. I'm on a particular site now, and it's showing me as at this second, I'm speaking now, the population of the United States of America, how it's increasing.
Yes, or decreasing. Yeah, and decreasing
I've been
based on
monitoring
death.
it now, and I'm looking at it, wow.
That's
so
it.
What stops us from having an accurate data?
That's the question we're asking. Yeah.
In the country.
Seriously, we need to bring this personnel from the National Population Commission.
But the most important thing is, it's not just about being able to, because of course we've seen how some Nigerians have been dubious in some certain areas. For example, ordinarily when an individual dies, in advanced nations, when an individual dies, the necessary papers are gotten, and then the benefits that individual used to enjoy when they were alive obviously will be stopped.
Now, where do we get it wrong? Where do we get it wrong? You know, when the police stop you on the road in the US or in the UK, they will check. They will confirm. If it does not have, if it doesn't have a facility to check immediately, it calls the data center. They check and they discover.
Have you been arrested before?
Hello, good morning, Joy.
Hello, good morning.
Oh,
Good
Joy,
morning.
fantastic. Good to have you back on the show.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, let's take your comments.
I would love to add to what Caleb has said.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Caleb was saying that it has to do with development. Hello?
Go ahead, Joy. We're listening to you.
Okay, it has to do with development. The level of development in most of these rural areas are not supportive at all.
Okay.
If you look at most of these northern parts, northern part of Nigeria, I get your point of view saying we should go to the clinic, we should do this in terms of education. But the problem is that some people do not believe in all this. So regardless, some people will not still be counted. In the northern part, whereby they are still struggling for possession and tribalists are coming together, they believe that population is to start them out.
Yes, population is, the reason for population is to scrap them out so that the enemies could know their population and scrap them out, which is very untrue.
Wow.
But once they get this belief and they come together in unity in the community, there is no how. Even the population, those in charge, cannot even enter their community. They fight to the teeth.
Wow.
So for me, I don't. If in as much as your point of best and that at the best, not all people go to the clinic. Even some people could not. There are people who do not go to the clinic all their life. Aside that, in terms of education, some people walk to school themselves because their parents don't believe in education.
That's true.
So for me personally, I believe this written that to have a betrayer and meet the community. That if your family is not counted or this family does not believe in being counted, why don't you bring this for this certain amount of money? Why don't you read them out for this certain amount of money? It will work. This system that's going on, if you're in the UK, if your neighbor does not have a visa, hello, are you with me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, we're with you, Joy. Just round up on your point.
If your neighbor does not have a visa for this certain amount of money, you reach out to your neighbor and all that. If your neighbor, then we should bring that policy to Nigeria. If your neighbor does not believe in population, you reach out that neighbor for this certain amount of money. It will bring about betrayal in those communities because once they come together in unity, that's one of the problems that's being faced in the north. Once they come together in unity, there's no how that populations have to be allowed to enter.
Wow.
So this is just my side of it.
Thank you so very much, Joy. You know, seriously.
I completely agree.
Totally. And this boils down to education. It boils down to education
But
because we have a lot of people who are illiterate, who does not even know, they're not even aware of government plans and programs. I mean, were you not here when we launched MAMSA?
No, but on the issue of education,
Yeah.
now educating the people on the need to be counted, that is where when the government they're ready to put these processes in place, then the government should of course address the community leaders, traditional heads,
exactly,
and even religious bodies and organizations on the need why they should go back to their respective communities and be able to
do a
teach
birth
the people,
registration,
explain to the people the need and the benefits they will also get when they are counted. I mean, because when proper information is given, there is no way any individual will come to tell them otherwise. Because, of course, that those in charge of their communities have been able or have been educated to educate the people. So they know
exactly what to do.
Exactly.
All right, this is on this note we bring Crossfire to a close today. We will be back tomorrow with another very interesting episode. Do join us, and we promise you we'll bring someone who will come and throw more light on the topic we treated today. Do join us.
Say no to violence. God bless you.
So, did you like what you just saw? I know you did. It's very simple. If you want to see more, just subscribe to our channel right now.